Mm. Okay, welcome everybody. So nice to have you on. We're already getting our numbers up. Good morning. This is Jerry from not so sunny Florida today, but not as bad when I'm listening to. So I'm glad I'm here and you're where you're at. I'm sending a special welcome out to all those new people that are on this call. Really so glad you're on here. And this is our Monday morning miracle call. And you'll hear why we tell you it's a miracle, because you'll hear results that, sometimes seem unbelievable, but they are really good, real results that people are telling us. So if you have any results, please speak up. I know it's your first time in that, but we are so appreciative of everyone that tells us their stories and results. And when we're telling of our stories, we don't name diseases, anything with an itis, anything like that. Explain your situation. We'll probably be able to figure it out, and let us know how you're doing after you use the patch, which patch you used. And in the first 15 minutes of this call, we leave this up to our most important patch, as we call it, the X39, the go-to patch. We really like to have that on our shelf here to reach for it in case of whatever comes up, emergency, however you want to call it. So please, if you haven't been on, I'll just tell you, you raise your hand, and at the bottom of the screen, there's a reaction button. You'll see raise your hand. Please just hit that. And while we're talking, leave it up so I can place you on the screen here, and then you can take your hand down. And if you don't mind limiting your testimonies to about 30 seconds to a minute, we'll really start to get a lot of testimonies, and we want to hear from everybody. So staying compliant. I told you about not naming diseases, but the reason is we don't claim to cure, treat, diagnose, or prevent any condition. This is all science, as Karen says. This is science. We don't know even exactly how it works. We have definitions. We have our David Schmidt. He is just the guru of everything we look for. And for him to have come up and invented all these things, these patches and everything he's doing for us, we just applaud him and thank God for giving him the insight and the learning and be able to help us all with these patches. So anyways, if you have a patch story, we want to hear it. And if you have questions, just raise your hand and we'll try to answer that. So let us now begin with Kara Kokel. Please, you're unmuted. Let us hear from you.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, everyone from Austin, Texas. Thank you so much for letting me share. I just have a couple of moments here. I am actually at my job, but last week I did something kind of dumb, and I went to go lift a large box, and lifting from the floor, I used my back instead of my legs, and on the way up in the lift, I felt that tear in my lower back, and I knew immediately that I was in trouble. Within 2 hours, I was completely immobile. I was in excruciating pain. I couldn't move. My husband got me onto the couch with some ice packs and a heating pad. I had already been wearing X39 that morning. It was about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I said, well, I know I'm already wearing one, but I'm just going to go ahead and throw another one on the spot of pain in my back. So I did that, and I just proceeded to rest for the next several hours. Well, that evening, got up to go to bed, and I was surprised that I could actually move without issue. I wasn't, I went from immobile to being able to move easily. The pain had gone from, about a 20 to probably down to about a 5 by that point. I slept through the night pretty well, a few little tweaks here and there, moving around, but I slept pretty well. The next morning I got up, I felt really, really good. I was able to, go about my day. I still had some tightness in my back, but as far as the pain, it was majorly reduced, and my mobility was much, much better than it was, a couple of hours after I had pulled that muscle. And then I have
Wow.
one more thing to share. My father, who is 73 years old, he has an issue with his feet where they feel like they're burning and vibrating and tingling. And it's just been horrible, horrible for him. And he started on the patches about a month and a half ago. And he told me a couple of days ago, I asked him how he was feeling and how he thinks the patches might be helping him. And he said that he knows that they're working because the first thing is that he slept so hard, better than he's ever slept. And secondly, he's gone 3 days in a row without having that situation with his feet. And that has never happened before
Wow.
for him. So he's very excited, and I'm very thankful that we have this technology, especially to help my dad.
Yeah.
So
Thank you
for letting me
so
share.
much. Oh, wow, Kara, those are two wonderful shares. We are so happy for you. And it seems like you were like almost like we call one patch wonders. It happened so quickly for you. So thank you for sharing. And I'm so glad about your father. That was amazing. And as you heard, she put another patch on. Please listen to her. And if the second patch doesn't work, put another one on the same place. It doesn't hurt to try. I mean, these patches are amazing. The technology is so helpful for us. So the benefits are out there if you want them. So thank you so much, Kara, and have the good rest of your workday. Sorry you're there, but thanks for coming in. Ravel, how are you? Kind of cold up there?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Thanks for not sharing, but hosting this wonderful meeting. What a wonderful way to start a week. I was reminded of starting X39 in 2020 thanks to my dog. And you might see in my picture, I had to wear a mesh jacket and mesh pants in the summer. It was very embarrassing because if I got bitten, it would get infected and swell up. It was really a bad situation. And I had no expectation about using X39. I didn't even want to use it. I just got it for my dog, right? And when I put that patch on, oddly enough, I did get bitten and it got really bad. I guess that was retracing. And it got bad, and then it got better in about 6 days. It was very uncomfortable. I didn't even think about the option of taking it off. And if I had heard Robin at that time, I would have intentionally kept it on. But anyway, I kept it on, and then about a month later, anyway, in 6 days, it got better. A month later, I got bitten again. However, it lasted only half a month. That was in 2020, and that issue has not recurred since then.
Wow.
I don't have to wear, in the first year of using X39, I didn't have to wear that mesh jacket and mesh pants anymore. That was really remarkable. I had not anticipated that. So now, and starting in, I guess, more and more so in 2021 and so on, I was able to, be around a campfire in the evening with a lot of mosquitoes, just like a normal person without any protective covering. And I'm just so grateful to X39, David Schmidt, LifeWave, to be able to be afforded the freedom of living like a normal person, because it was a bad situation. Thanks for
Wow.
listening.
Thank you for sharing that. And she mentioned retracing and what that might, and a lot of you don't know what retracing is, and I didn't know what it is in the beginning. But a lot of times your old injuries will start hurting again. And that's because you're fighting off the dead cells and it's trying to make everything brand new. I mean, that's it in a quiet nutshell of trying to tell you it's okay to hurt because it will feel better soon. So thank you so much for that, Ravel. Sunshar.
Good morning, Jerry. Thanks for
Morning.
hosting this morning. Doing a great
Thank you.
job.
Thank you.
So I've got a couple stories. I'll say two about myself and one about another person. See if I can do that in 30 seconds. So for the new people that have never been here before, and others that know this story because I've said it so many times, and I'm so grateful. You know, I was born without the olfactory sense. That means I couldn't smell. So 2 years into this, so X39 every day, every day, every day, 2 years into it, suddenly I could smell. That's sort of like a blind person that could never see, right? I don't know how else to explain that. It was almost shocking to me. And I guess that would be maybe nerve related, not sure, but I think what I'm about to tell you is also nerve related. Because in 1974, I underwent some oral surgery. Long story short, half my tongue has been numb ever since. It's like, what? So I have to be really careful not to like bite my tongue and start myself bleeding and stuff. So guess what? The feeling in my tongue is coming back, you guys, as we speak. It's taking a while, right? But that's the point too, is to be patient, be consistent, stay hydrated, and never give up. You'll never know what the body's working on, but those stem cells, they know what they are doing. They know what your body needs most first, and they'll work on that. So I'll end with that.
Okay, thank you so much, Sarah. Congratulations. Your tongue's, that's really amazing to actually feel it again. So yeah. And on her note about consistency and persistence, I probably wasn't, I had many medical conditions and wasn't even looking for this one. And probably about 2.5 years into wearing the patch every day, I all of a sudden could get up and down without looking 90 years old. I didn't need a table, didn't need a chair, and I could actually crawl on my knees. And they were really bad. So please be consistent and hydration, hydration, hydration. And I can't wait for the supplements to come out too, right? We're really waiting for those to come out. So thank you for sharing, Sunshine. Ellen, unmute. Come on in.
Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
I had something I wanted to share. I've been on the patches over a year now, about 15 months, but this past weekend or last week, I went to some families, went to my sister-in-law and brother-in-law's home, and she's had back surgeries and she's had sciatica pain and just a lot of different pains. Anyway, one night, well, the first night, I knew she was hurting. So I said, how about you try the Aeon patch and see how you sleep tonight? I didn't want to put the ice wave on her yet because I'm thinking ahead that maybe the next day we could do that. So she actually slept well with the ice wave on her pain, which it started in her hip, and she put it on there, and she actually got a very good night's sleep. But the next day, the afternoon, her pain got really bad in the sciatica. So we took the ice wave, we put the tan patch on her hip where the pain was the worst, where it radiated from. And then we put the white patch down on the skin just in front or between the big toe and the first toe after that. And within 30 minutes, her pain was completely gone. It did take 30 minutes for it to disappear, but in 30 minutes, she got up, she started moving around. She said, I can't believe this. So I was really excited for it. It stayed gone all that day. Into the next night, she was fine. And when I left, she was doing okay. So that was good. So I was really excited. She did sign up, by the way. So she's excited about getting her patches.
Right. That's the way. And we're so happy when they have results like that so quickly. So great story. So thank you, Alan. Diane, please unmute.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I used to have a lot of back pain when I would be in the kitchen, standing at the counter, chopping up vegetables or something like that, where you're not moving around a whole lot, or various household tasks where you're bent over, scooping out a kitty litter box and that sort of thing. When I'd go to stand up, the middle of my back would just ache, or the lower back would just ache. And now neither of those two activities ever bother me. I just don't have back pain anymore, no matter what. And it's really nice.
Are you being consistent then with the X39?
Yes, I am. I have been wearing it for now 1 year and 4 months, and I experienced these benefits probably. They gradually got better over the weeks when I first started using it, and continued. And it just occurred to me one day, hey, I've just been, bent over scooping out this litter box, and I just popped right back up without any stiffness in my lower back. Or the same when I was cooking. I just realized it. I don't have any back pain any longer.
Right. And we all have to realize that the X39, it's regenerating our stem cells. Those stem cells, like Sunshine said, they're very, very smart. And they're going to go to where you need it the most. Although sometimes just realize it might be not where that pain is that you want to get rid of. But just think about it. There's probably something more serious going on that it's going in there to take care of. So be consistent like Diane and probably almost everybody on this call. Consistent. Thank you, Diane, and so glad you're feeling better.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Karen, come on in. Karen, you need to unmute. There
I
you
know
go.
it took me a minute. Sorry. This February will be 6 years since I ordered my first patches.
Wow.
And at that time, I must have been 69 years old. Okay. And my voice was getting kind of lower, and I couldn't sing or hit the notes that I wanted to hit. And I'm not a singer, but I love to sing. And especially when people don't turn the radio up loud when I sing. Anyway, I love to sing. And I was really disappointed because I couldn't sing like I could sing before. And I noticed, I can't tell you how long after I started using the patches. I cannot tell you because I don't know. But gradually, my voice got better. And actually, I can hit higher notes now than I could before. So that may seem like a little thing, but it has brought a lot of joy and pleasure into my life. I go with my guy and we do karaoke and we have so much fun, and he's an actual real professional singer. So it's good that I can keep up a little bit. But anyway, that's just one of my joyful experiences out of many, many, many experiences I've had with X39.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that, Karen. I'm waiting for that. And you're the first person that's talked about that, because I had a couple of operations on the throat, which took the voice, and I'm waiting to start being able to sing again. So
Well,
sounds
good.
great.
Pay attention, my friend. Pay attention, because I don't have that voice that gets lower for so many people and was getting lower for me as I was getting older. And I'm 6 years older now, and I have a better voice than I did before. Hooray. Okay,
Fantastic.
next person. I'll get out of here.
Oh, thank you, Karen. Dushenko, please unmute. Come on in.
Hey, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I just wanted to share that I was telling my friend about the performance bundle X39 and X49. And he said, okay, I'll try it. And then we were talking about yoga and fitness and other stuff. And he said, well, I was born with my hip.
Dushenko, we can't hear you anymore. I don't think it's just me. Can anybody hear Dushenko? No.
No.
Nope, can't hear.
Dushenko, go back out and come back in, and I'll call on you. Okay? Because we can't hear you. I hope she hears me. Okay, Amalia, come on in. Unmute.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. I've shared before about having a chronic pain condition for many years. And on the about 6 weeks that I've been on X39, I have only had one significant pain day. And it was, I think, the first or second day, full day that I was on them. And now I'm hearing more on all the calls about retracing, which helps a lot to hear.
Yeah.
I've had different symptoms come and go, but I'm attributing it to that. My digestion and elimination are improving gradually, which is really beautiful after a very long stretch of difficulties for many years. And I had a profound loss of sense of smell when I had an illness about 2 years and 2 months ago that had only just barely started to return this spring. Like I could go to a a mint bush across the street at a food truck's little garden and rub it, and I could get like one good little whiff of mint, and that would be it for the day, or one smell of their rose bush. So that was my daily ritual. The other day I was walking through the plaza to the supermarket up their colonnade. A couple was about 50 feet ahead of me, and the man was smoking a cigarette. And I realized I could smell the smoke from over 50 feet away behind them and downhill. And I was so elated because that hasn't happened in just years.
Wow.
I'd had an impaired sense of smell for many years because of a lot of sinus surgeries. So I'm so delighted and excited to have things reappearing in my life that I wasn't expecting. And that's been with consistent daily use of the X39. Yeah.
Amalia, congratulations. And it's so good to hear everything that's happening to you. And please keep reporting it to us because you're having amazing results. Good luck.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful and deep experience, and I'm really committed to the long term with this. It's just a joy. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you for sharing. Mara Ava, would you please come in, unmute?
Oh, hi.
There you are. Hi.
Good morning. Thank you for hosting. Is it time that I can do
Yes.
another patch?
Go ahead.
Okay, so and she's 8 years old, and she's surgeon or
Mara Ava, you're breaking up. I think for everybody, it might, maybe if you turn your video off, we'll be able to hear you. Because I'm not understanding what you're saying.
Okay. Is that better?
Oh, yes. Okay.
Okay. That happened to me once before. I need a new phone. Okay. So anyway, so she had a certain type of inflammation, got diagnosed a couple of years ago. And then about 4 months ago, she got diagnosed with another type of inflammation in her heart. And I've been wallpapering her, as Dr. Tom speaks about. And I've been having her put X39 on her neck, carnosine and glutathione on different parts of her chest, energy enhancer, and the X49 and Eon. We went 2 weeks ago, and her EKG was perfect.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
Her cardiologist was like, "You are doing great." And she'll be 88 in February.
Oh, wow. Really great results.
So I think 5 patches pretty much every day, and it's just amazing. So be it that it may, I will be in the long game with this company.
Thank you. You're right there with us because we will be too. But yes, wallpapering really, really is good. So way to go and try that. Great. Okay, Dashenko, come on back in. Unmute and see if we can hear you, Dashenko.
All right. So apparently the last time having my video off wasn't enough, but hopefully you can hear this time.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that my friend decided to try X39 and 49, having seen my results, and he had been wearing them 3 days when we were having a conversation about fitness and daily routines, and he was telling me that he was born with his hip not entirely in its socket, and so since it doesn't sit right, he's torn it multiple times and had multiple surgeries. And he said, you know, with all the PT and yoga I do, he said, I'm always in low level pain all the time. And I said, even wearing X39 and 49? And he said, oh my gosh, you're right. That pain is gone.
And he didn't even know it. And that happens to so many people because you just don't realize things are gone.
That's, I mean, my own story is that I wasn't able to walk the 10 steps from my bed to the bathroom. And I put on X39 and 49. I always started with a performance bundle. And that first day that I put it on, I'm walking all around, asking myself, are these working? I think it's working. I can't tell. And it wasn't until like 15 days in, I forgot to put them on in the morning for some reason. And about 11 o'clock, the pain that had kept me from walking started creeping back. And that's when I said, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I went from not being able to walk to walking all around and forgetting that just the day before I couldn't walk. Because
Yeah.
usually when you have an injury, oh, I think it's a little better. Oh, it might be better. Oh, no, it's a little worse. Oh, no, this was a dramatic. I wasn't able to walk. I'm walking all around and don't even remember that the day before I couldn't walk because of the pain.
Right. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Appreciate it. So happy for your friend. So that's really marvelous. Yeah. Jonathan, please unmute. Nice to see you.
Thank you so much. So amazing stories. Boy, I love these stories. This is just a wonderful call. So just real quick, I want to mention one thing. With me, it was a year and a half. Okay, so my beginning with it 5 years ago, Lavelle, Mr. Passion called me up. I called him. He said, call Lavelle. We found the Fountain of Youth. So my beginning was to treat my high blood pressure with this, right? So a year and a half later, and I was not paying attention to this either. I had a ticker that did not tick in the way that our tickers should tick, right?
Right.
And so a year and a half later, I didn't even realize it. I didn't even realize it. But my ticker was ticking the way it should. And when I went to my cardiologist, she couldn't believe it. And I told her, I said, well, it's this. This has done it. It's got to be. There's nothing else that I'm doing differently. She had me come back 3 months, 6 months, a year. And each time I came back, my ticker was ticking. And she was like, okay, tell me about it. And I did. And she has not even called me back into the office to check me out in like 3 years. So it's amazing. It's amazing. It's truly a blessing. Thank you so much.
Well, Jonathan, has she come back in at least to get the patches for herself after seeing you?
No. And her mother lives with her, and her mother she's not, she doesn't look like she's in bad, but she's older. And so I don't understand. I mean, I told her it's a money back. Listen, I don't know. Doctors are different. Okay.
Yes, they are. Some are good.
Yeah. So one thing I want to say real quick, and I'm sorry if I take too much time. One thing that I did when I started feeling so much better is that I went out and overdid it one time. So we have to be careful when we start feeling good to not think, oh man, here I go. I can go do that. And then, injure something. So be careful, everyone. Even though you're feeling good, continue wearing it, continue exercising, drinking your water, getting your supplements. And I cannot wait till the supplement comes out. And just be grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. Okay, Michelle, you're driving. Welcome. Unmute.
I actually am stopped. So we try not to give our video on when we're driving. Not a good idea, right?
Right.
So I thank you, Jerry. Great hosting, my dear. I have been using the patches for about 5.5 years. And I have a lot of stories, but this is kind of a fun one. And it's X39. So I cut my finger, the tip of my middle finger, like not just a little cut, but literally like cut the tip of it off. I had stuck my hand into a trash can to push down what I thought was just like fluff from the dryer, all the lint. And there was a broken plate in there. I sliced the end of my finger. You want to talk about pain. Our fingertips are sensitive, right?
Right.
The pain was a 10, maybe an 11 or 12. It was excruciating. I couldn't get it to stop bleeding. I covered it in a paper towel. I told my boyfriend, you got to get me to the ER. And I had enough presence of mind. I think it must be the patch. I had been patching for a year or two. So my brain was functioning, even though I was stressed. And I grabbed another X39, put it on the outside of the paper towel. So it was probably an inch away from the injury. But as we know, the patches work within 3 inches of the body.
Right.
So within about 3 minutes, the pain went from a 12 to about a 6. It went in half. And I was hysterical. I do massage for one of my other jobs. LifeWave is my main, but I I was shocked. I said, this is amazing. The pain was cut in half. When I got to the ER, the doctor said, I'm sorry, there's nothing to stitch. Like you cut a piece of your finger off. And she said, you'll probably have a little deformity and you may not be able to work for, a month. Enter the Ice Wave and more X39. And I went back in about it was either 2 or 3 weeks. It was so healed. And I don't know if you can see on my little phone camera, but there's nothing on that middle finger. Nothing. It is totally regenerated. There's no dent. There's no divot. All is well. So
wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michelle. Okay, we're at the bottom of the hour, so we'll go with the two and finish up with Gregory. So Mike, please come in, and if you can keep it a little short, that'd be great.
So I'd had back pain for a long time. I'd been in at least 2 car accidents. I recently found out that in one of those I must have broken my back and didn't even know it.
Oh, wow.
So I started wearing the X39 and the pain went away. I didn't even need to go back to the chiropractor for 3 months. But recently, I think I may be retracing because my back has just been hurting more. So I put an extra so I take the one that I wore the day before and I put it on that spot in my back. And that brings the pain down where I can bear it. So I'm waiting for this to finally get through.
All right.
Another
Maybe even
thing-
try another X39, but sounds like you're on the right track, Mike. So good luck.
The other thing is when I was 2 years old, I pulled a pot of boiling water down on me and I burned my shoulder really bad. And I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, not really.
Not really.
So anyway, there's a red vein in there where the scar tissue is, and it's pulling those scar tissues out and making it lay more flat. And it's working across my whole shoulder there and taking that scar away.
Wow. Nice. Thank you. Well, you'll have to report back when it's all healed, Mike.
Yep.
Okay. Majay, do you have a short one for us today?
I absolutely do, gorgeous, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. I am so excited because I'm a follow a little bit of Jonathan, something fun, So when I first started 5 years ago using these technologies, and I said, okay, it's the top of the year. I'm going to go out and walk, and I'm going to start my regimen. I'm going to stay on track. And so I put my X39 on and my energy on. And I went crazy. I put energy on my wrist and I followed David Schmidt and I put energy on my lower body. And I could not believe what I did. I walked and walked and walked and walked and walked. Finally, I got back home. I had already walked almost 3 miles, came home, cleaned the house, and I said, what in the heck is going on with me? I couldn't believe it. And I was so full of energy and I couldn't stop. And my husband said, what are you on? I said, what do you mean? He goes, how many patches do you have on? And so he made me take my energy patches off and lay my tail down because I was going so fast and I loved it. And so, guys, remember, you're wearing this technology and it works different on everybody, but it will give you a boost of energy it's like an adaptogen. So whatever your body is doing and wants to do and you're moving, it's going to give you that excitement. It's going to give you that energy. But if you're sitting around, moping around, it's not going to give you as much energy. So guys, if if you're gonna rev up, you better get ready. Buckle up.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Michelle. Before I turn it over to Gregory and Robin, just wanted to mention real quick, I don't know how many of you have the time on Sunday nights to be on Connie's Zoom, but there was like almost 1,000 people on there last night,
Yes.
and the stories were like, you have to, if you have the time, please be on it. And if you don't, try to make it. That call was just really, really great last night. And then one other thing is I wanted just to mention to all you, and you probably saw your email of the special. We have another promo from LifeWave, which is really nice. There's a free energy enhancer pack when you get the YH3s together. So you might want to take advantage of it, especially Majay. Hey, you need some more energy, Majay. So, okay, Gregory and Robin, please.
All right. Hey, well, thank you, Jerry. You do such a wonderful job. That was so wonderful. I appreciate it very much. And we just want to say Happy New Year again. And, you know, last night's call was truly amazing. It's like what a great way to start the week, a Sunday night. And then here we are back together Monday morning.
And I've got a lot of new people I'm getting started that want to build a business. And for all of you that want to build a business, the most guests you have on that call will build your business the fastest. So that's what I'm telling everyone. And I'm including it in my welcome email that people plug in immediately for belief building, for credibility. And then you just get so inspired hearing these stories that you want to share, and you think about who to share with. So thank you, Connie and her whole team.
And so the Sunday night, for privacy purposes, it's not recorded. You be there or you missed it. It's like a live meeting. It only happens once. The good news about this Monday morning miracle call is it's recorded, and usually within 12 to 24 hours, it's available in our liveyoungeryoutube.com, and you can share it abundantly. And so all the Monday calls are in there. So, and so just another tool that we have to share. So, so thank you very much, Jerry, for mentioning that special. That's an exciting special, the YH Trio with a free energy. Oh my gosh.
And it goes on for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And what's going to happen after the 2 weeks is we have our vision event. And at the vision event, they're going to introduce the nutritional supplement.
Oh boy.
Which will be available this month. I do want to
Which one? Is one of them's gonna be available?
I just want to that's what I'm going to say, honey.
Okay.
So I want to let everyone know the AM is going to be available at the end of this month. The PM, David has changed the formula and probably to make it more available in other places other than the US. And so that'll be available in the springtime, but the AM will be available this month. So we've got lots going on in January, and make sure that you get yourself registered for Vision. And we're setting up a watch party here. I don't know about you guys. So I also wanted to let you know, and 2 weeks is not typical for so make sure that you let your brand partners and customers know that this is available. And then finally, I wanted to share tomorrow night, we have Dr. Annabelle, our precious pediatrician, who's going to be with us on the Power of the Patch showcase with this guy who does an amazing job.
Don't.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just a surprise.
Yeah, and you know, I just want to mention that, you know, that was brought up here today. When you feel better, the tendency is to do too much. And so really watch yourself and other people. Just because they feel better doesn't mean they should be doing so much. So that was wise counsel, everyone. And 2 sets of energy patches can really get you going.
And along that note, I just want to compliment what Kara told about her back and putting on a second X39. If one doesn't work, try 2. If that doesn't do it, try 3. And almost every time you get up to 3, it's over, you know? So, and that's in nutritional methodology, it's called a loading dose. And we've talked about this more and more because Dr. Nicholas, our sponsor, kind of introduced it to us, and he's now doing that. If one X39 doesn't work, you don't need to switch over and add an Eon or an IceWave. He puts a second X39 on, and sometimes in rare instances, it takes a third, and he says almost always that'll cure the worst pain on earth. So I'm just mentioning that. And so we're going to have our Monday evening community call. We may have a big surprise. There's a possibility we'll be debuting our new website. Many of you know we've been working behind the scenes on upgrading and the liveyounger.com, which is our marketing site that you all can use, adding in the new videos and new layout, new content. And it's 98% done. And, you know, God willing, the creek don't rise. We'll be sharing that with you on our call tonight, Monday evening.
And a huge shout out to this guy. He works tirelessly behind the scenes, continuing to fine tune all the resources and tools that we have available to make it easier for all of us to share. So I watch what he does. It's amazing. And people don't realize what it takes to put a website together. You know, there's so many things that are involved. So thank you, darling.
You're welcome. The other thing we're going to talk about tonight is for 2025, LifeWave's posture and position is going for 1 million and going for 1 billion. Going for 1 million brand partners and going for $1 billion. And we can all help that happen. So, and we're going to give you some tips to help you and your team be a significant contributor to that million and that billion. So look forward to a great call tonight. Thanks, everybody. Thank you again. Jerry, you always do such a wonderful job. If you, everyone would like to unmute, this would be a good time to do that and say your favorite.
Woo, thank you. It was
Thank you.
great.
Great job,
You
Jerry.
guys look wonderful. Thank you,
Jerry, and
Jerry.
everyone for sharing.
You guys are all
Thank you, Jerry.
beautiful.
Jerry.
Really
Thank you.
appreciate you all.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. It's a joy to be together.
Awesome.
Energy.
My husband works for Lee
Thank you very
too.
much,
My
Jerry.
husband is amazing. Thank you,
Thank
Lavelle.
you.
Thank
Happy
you.
New Year, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you
Jerry.
very much.
Thank you,
Bye.
Robin and Gregory.
Okay.
Thank you, my awesome team.
Take care.
Thanks. Bye, everybody.
Stay
Stay
warm,
Go.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Have a nice
Stay safe.
Bye.
Jerry.
Thank
Go
you.
well.
Have a good week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Sending love to everybody, especially